So you see all these teams and these players training with some crazy equipment. Well, do you need to do the same? And will equipment like this help you go pro? Well, I'm going to break it all down in today's video. So if I'm not wrong, you're a footballer who wants to reach the highest level possible. And you're also a player who spends a lot of time training on your own. But then you sit there and you scroll on social media and you see these kids doing crazy individual sessions with all this equipment. You see these elite teams using crazy, expensive equipment. And you ask yourself, how can you keep up with these? Do you need these types of equipment? And how can you train and improve without these types of really expensive, crazy equipment? Well, let's get into it. So when it comes to individual training sessions, there's a few things you need to know. The most important thing is individual training sessions should not be your main form of training. You need team training. You need to be in that team environment competing against other players, and you need to do that on a consistent basis, whether that's 2 training sessions a week, 3, even if it's 1. You need to be in that team environment, learning from other players, learning from your mistakes, and just being in those match realistic situations. You should not only be training on your own. So that's the most important thing. Now, when it comes to your individual training sessions, how, what, when should you be adding these into your schedule, and what should you be doing? So every player has their own schedule. Of course, it depends on many things, country, level, location, so on and so on, regarding how often you train with your team. So I've created 3 different schedules, and I hope you come under one of these so I can give you a good answer. So if you're at a team and you train 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you have a game on Sunday, when should you be adding your individual training sessions? Well, it's pretty simple. You want to be doing it on Tuesday and Thursday. This will give you enough time to recover before your upcoming game. Obviously, you don't have team training, and it's not taking away your energy and your time on those days you already have team training. On Saturday, you could do something super light, but again, you don't want your workload to be too high because you want to be close to 100% for your game on Sunday. So that's pretty simple stuff, I think. Now let's change it to Tuesday, Thursdays. This is a common training schedule if you're in non-league, semi-pro in England. You've got team training Tuesdays, Thursdays, then you have a game on Saturday. So in this example, you want your individual training sessions to be on a Wednesday and on a Friday. Now that Friday is match day -1, so that wants to be super light, super short, and you just want to focus on things that are really important for you and for your game. So if you're a striker, that's some simple finishing. If you're a winger, that's crossing, so on and so on. But again, short, simple, and not high workload. That Wednesday, though, can be a very high workload day because it's a couple days after your last game and it's a couple days before your upcoming game. So this gives you enough time before and after to recover, so you are as close as possible to 100% going into your game. Now, the last schedule is almost like the full-time player, the academy player who's got team training basically every single day. When should you add your individual sessions? Do you even need to add individual sessions? Now, individual sessions combined with team training is the perfect situation because this gives you the chance to train in a team environment, but also gives you the time to focus on your own individual game and get loads and loads of touches on the ball. So in this example, you want to do 10-20 minutes of individual work, maybe a couple times a week after training is done, after team training is done. So you could do it every day. I would probably recommend doing it 2, maybe 3 times a week after team training. This saves you time. You don't need to travel out to a club again, to a pitch, take all this equipment. You can just stay there after team training and focus on things you really want to improve on regarding your game. This is the best situation to be in. It saves you time. You're getting loads of team training, but you're also getting loads of touches on the ball in your individual sessions. Now, if you are training Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, again, you could do 10-20 minutes after team training as well. But because you do have these empty days where there isn't team training, you want to make the most of those days and get the most amount of touches on the ball throughout the week. That's going to help you develop and help you prepare for any upcoming matches. So, what to do in your individual sessions is a question we always get. But we change this question to a more important question. What can't you do in your individual sessions? So you can't really work on your tackling, your 50-50s, your drills, your headers. These are all things that are difficult to work on your own in an individual session. So when it comes to your individual sessions, you're working on your own, there's only one true answer. And this doesn't matter if you're a goalie, a right back, a striker, a left winger, it doesn't matter. If you're training on your own, you want to focus on the basics. That's ball control, first touch, passing, dribbling, all of these foundations of the game, all of these aspects of your game that you can actually build your game on. And on top of this, if you improve the basics, that's going to directly improve your game the most, because the basics are what you build your game on. Now, what equipment do you need? Do you need any equipment? And do you need to use those really expensive types of equipment you see on social media? Well, let's take a quick walk down to my local pitch and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Let's go. So one thing you need to know about individual sessions is you don't need a lot of space to do a good individual session and to get a lot of touches on the ball. Of course, if you want to work on stamina, fitness, then you do need space, you do need a pitch to run, do laps, do sprints, whatever you want to do. But if it's purely technical, if you want to get loads of touches on the ball, different types of touches, different types of passing, those kinds of things, you do not need a lot of space. It's super simple, and I'm going to show you exactly that right now. And just before I get there, one more thing I did want to say is individual sessions do not have to be long. Obviously, team sessions, they're normally hour and a half, depending on the time of the week. But individual sessions, because it's only you're doing 100% of the work. If it's high intensity and you're really focused, you're performing well, 30 minutes, 45 minutes is more than enough. It honestly is. Some players think they have to do like an hour and a half, 2 hour individual sessions as well. That's just not the case. Your workload is going to be way too high. You're going to get injured. You're going to burn out, especially if you're doing something quite intense like shooting or crossing. If you're doing hours of that on your own, that's way too many reps. This is it. This is all you need as a player to do your individual sessions. Now, it could be grass, astroturf, concrete. All you need is walls. Now, you can see around me, I've got 4 walls. If you can get 1 wall, that's amazing. If you can get 2, unbelievable. If you can get more than 2, you have hit the jackpot. A tiny park like this, where there's walls everywhere, there's nets above the walls, and there's multiple goals, small goals, bigger goals. This will be a complete game changer for you and your individual drills. I'm going to show you a couple drills you can do that's going to massively improve everything we spoke about regarding the basics. Your passing, your first touch, your playing off 1 and 2 touches, your ball control, technical stuff, using the inside of your foot, the outside of your foot. There's so many different tiny drills you can do in a place like this. And honestly, if you remain consistent and you do these drills week in, week out, your game's going to improve so much and you're going to be able to play quicker instantly. Honestly, like the amount of changes and improvements you will see in your game in a small period of time is unbelievable. But let's not waste any more time. I'm going to show you a couple simple drills that you can do in a pitch like this, or just with walls anywhere, garage, garden, in your room if you don't tell your parents. These drills are game changers. Obviously, this pitch isn't perfect. The walls are a bit dodgy. There's grass before the walls. That's not perfect. But just with this setup here, with a wall there and a wall here, you can do so many different drills. For example, you can play back foot touch, pass, back foot touch, pass. Great for a centre back, great for a centre mid. And there's so many different patterns and drills that you can do just starting from here. For example, pass, follow in, pass again, back out, back foot touch, pass, follow in, come back out, back foot touch, pass, follow in, it's going to bounce, back foot pass. There's so many different types of drills. Obviously, it's not perfect, it's going to bounce, but that's just going to improve your reactions anyway, because in a game, how often do you get a perfect pass? There's even tiny drills you can do like this that are really simple, even boring, but they're going to massively improve your game. Playing 1 touch, using both feet, using different parts of your feet. If you be consistent with this, your first touch, your ball control is going to really improve. And yes, it might be boring, but real ballers know boring is good, because the more you do it, the more reps you get in, the more you're going to improve. And that's all you want to do. So keep on doing these boring drills, remain consistent, remain dedicated, and you're going to see improvements in your game. So there's passing drills, passing patterns, there's one-touch drills, half-volley drills you can do. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's goals, bigger goals like this one, smaller goals like this one, all around here. So I can do back foot touch, do a ping across to the other side. There's so many different drills and sort of sessions that you can just create on the spot, because there's unlimited different types of variations you can do from that first drill that I started with your back foot, going in, coming out, playing behind, open up your body, ping it to the other side. There's so many different things you can do. Now, if you can bring 2 balls to a pitch like this, oh my days, that is paradise for a player who wants to improve his technical side of the game. Now, I hope I got enough clips to show you what types of different drills you can do. They don't have to be too strict. You can be free and just play the ball how it comes, really. You don't even have to have any patterns or plans. Just play completely free and react to how the ball's coming towards you, because as you know, these balls can be pretty dangerous and they can ping you back the ball in so many different ways. So react well, just like you would in a game, and play that pass. Keep the ball under control, good intensity, good focus. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you're good to go. So now you have zero excuses to not be doing these individual sessions outside of your team training sessions. And just to help you even more, we have created a 23-day program to help you start your journey to professional football, and it's completely free. So click the link in the description below to check that out, and make sure you watch our vlog in Thailand where we watch the game at the most beautiful stadium ever. Enjoy.